I wanted to, you know, share a short story. Okay, type yes if you're ready for a short story. A very interesting story I'm going to share with you. Okay, super. In a very small town, okay, there was a nice convent school called Holy Kids, and in this convent school studied a kid called Ramu. Okay, Ramu was in ninth standard, and he was not good in studies. He was very average in studies, but he was very, very passionate about playing football. So he loved playing football. So every Saturday, he would go to the ground, and the school would organize a coach training them on football, and they had a team to reckon with. Superb team. His school had a superb team, and he was part of the team. So he was very happy, and he would practice very much, and the coach would give them the best of value and the best of training. But in that team, football team has only 11 people, right? So, and few reserves, bench or backup. Okay. So he was always not the top 11. Okay. So he won't play in the main matches, but he would practice very, very hard, and he would always, go for it. But in the main matches, he would be in the reserve because he was not in the best 11. And the coach was very just, but very strict. He wanted the best players only to play, even though at the bottom inside his heart he loved Ramu and he wanted Ramu to play in the main team. But if he's not up to the mark, the coach would, not do any bias. So he was very strict and straight. He wanted to win. He wanted to have a quality team. He wanted to raise everybody's standard in game. Okay, so that was happening, and each Saturday they would play, practice games, and the coach would make them do extra practice, hard practice, and their parents can come and appreciate. Ramu's father used to be there every time cheering and stuff. So, and this was happening, and the main match was going to happen. The finals was going to happen with their rivals. Okay. And this team, Holy Kids team, had to win this time because last year finals they lost, and they have the trophy. So they have to win this time to get the trophy back. That was the situation. And the practice was on. They were April 3rd, the finals was going to happen on a Saturday. And there were only 2 weekends left. Every weekend they went to practice, and the coach had put them into extra practice work, extra 1 hour every weekend. And this was going on. And 2 weeks left, and suddenly they find that, Ramu is not there for practice. 2 weekends left just, Ramu doesn't show up for practice. The coach was like, really miffed, and he thought, not serious guy. He's not keen about, what he wants to do. Okay. So maybe he doesn't deserve a spot. Kind of a thought process in his mind was running, but nobody knew, why he wasn't showing up. But they practiced very, very hard. And come at the day, right? The final day, okay, the finals is going to happen. It was a bigger ground where the finals was to happen. Holy Kids versus their rival. And it was a jam-packed audience. It was a 500 people audience with supporters and parents of both sides, schools and kids. Superb morning, fantastic sunshine, sun blowing, showing through the clouds. Ideal day for playing football. Everybody was all pumped up and high energy. Superb grass with some dew on it still, 8 a.m. in the morning, but ideal weather for football. So coach calls up his team, starts giving them the pep talk, 3 minutes to go for the match. What strategy, reminding them the strategy, how to approach, contingency, plan A, plan B, and everything. As he was speaking to his team, he saw from the corner of his eye Ramu slowly walking back into and joining the team. Okay, silently. He was very angry and upset. He gave him a stare, but he didn't say anything to him because he was in the mode of getting his players ready to go play. So his players get in and they start playing the match. Exciting match. Both teams play with superb passion, but the rivals were one level above this team. Okay, so they were going defending very well, and these guys also didn't have much luck. They tried a couple of times, but the favor was in the rivals team. And by halftime, Holy Kids were 0-2, in little bit of a trouble. And at halftime, the coach gives them another pitch, another motivation talk, gives them a dress down, says, you guys are not up to it. This is how you need to move. This is how you need to challenge yourself. This is how you need to pep up and make things happen. We're going to go win. Gives them a lot of positivity also, pumps them up to go and play. Okay. The game goes on. They play better. Holy Kids play better, and they're defending better, but still missed opportunities. and time goes away, and they're not able to, they don't let the opponents score further, but time goes away. They're not able to score also. Little bit of drooping shoulders, they're struggling, they're panting for breath. 10 minutes to go, time going away. The coach is looking at his watch. Coach is frustrated, disappointed, running out of ideas, thinking what to do, kind of giving up in his mind. Tab to nahi ho payega. We tried our best, and already he's thinking 1 year of shame. Okay, I'll have to go through another 1 year where we'll have to fight again next year, and I'll have to plan with these guys. While he's thinking all that, there's a tug on his pant. Somebody pulling his pant. He, looks aside, looks to the side to see Ramu pulling at his pant, and he looks at him, stares at him angrily, and Ramu asks him confidently, looking into his eyes, and says, "Can I get a chance to go and play?" And the coach was like about to, literally push him away because he didn't even come for practice. But something in him tugged in his heart. And, he was like, anyways, kuch ho nahi raha hai. Let me give him a chance. Tu bhi kya yaad rakhega types. Okay. And he says, okay, go to hell types, go give it a chance. And he makes a player exchange. Ramu was thrilled from within, but he didn't show any excitement. He had focus, full of energy, vibrance, and he goes in there, and the next 9 minutes, magic happened. Ramu was all over the place, high energy, playing with the team, playing to the situation, and he baffles and, flabbergasts everybody over there, scores 3 goals, and wins the match for Holy Kids. And all these guys are thrilled. They didn't know what hit them. Okay, the opponents didn't know what hit them, what storm hit them. Okay, it was all over the place. So all fun, great, enjoying. This coach and the team rush to Ramu, pick him up, the hero of the day. Okay, and they all celebrate, and have a great time with the parents also joining them, and congratulating every kid for the victory. And after probably about 5 to 10 minutes, they're all just chilling a little bit. Somebody's biting into some energy food, somebody's having water. They are, thoroughly relishing the moment, when the coach suddenly turns to Ramu and asks, both angrily and also puzzled, "What happened to you for 2 weeks? Why didn't you show up? And what was this? How did you play so well? I've never seen anybody in my coaching life, 9th grade, to be playing so well. You used all the techniques that we ever discussed. What happened to you?" And yes, this question was there in everybody's mind, including all the other kids. So all of them literally stop whatever they're doing, and they, turn to Ramu and look at him. Ramu has his eyes down. He raises his eyes back up, and in a low volume, he says, "Sorry, sir. My father died 2 weeks ago. And he loved me a lot. He was very passionate about my game. He always encouraged me to be a great football player. But you know what? He was blind. He was never able to see me play. But yesterday, my mom told me something. She said, now your father can see you play. He's up there. From there, he's seeing you play. So go give it your best. Play for your dad." And today, somehow from within, something happened, and I played for my dad. I don't know what else. Did you guys like the story? Fantastic, right? And that's the topic for the day. Okay. Somehow, especially in India, we had the skill. The art of telling stories used to be there always, right? And it's a very, very traditional, important, art. And somehow, somewhere we lost it. Even as much as our grandfather, grandmother, yeah, everybody, was giving us the hints that storytelling is important. That's how Ramayana happened. That's how Mahabharata. We remember all these by stories, right? Stories, transcend time. Stories can help people communicate far better, right? But somehow we lost the art and we got into WhatsApp mode. We got into PPT mode, bullet points. So when you want your customer, when you're sharing on a webinar, wherever you are, it could be a physical product that you're selling, it could be in a seminar hall, it could be on a webinar, it could be sharing with somebody somewhere or somewhere at any place at a given point in time. We are all selling something to somebody else, right? As a concept, as an idea, as a thought process, to our wife, to our children, to our parents. Okay, you know, we've lost the art. That's why we get into more into arguments, and so we everything is short form. There is no giving value. It's all boring facts. Statistics say these jargons. So it's a techno babble that we share with our customer, and we expect them to buy from us. Everybody in this world buys with emotion and then attaches logic to it. Note this down. We are all going to be selling. We are all going to be selling our capability. We're all going to be empowering others by raising themselves. People have to be helped to make that decision to do this. Everybody finds it difficult, especially people in India. They will go shopping and comparing and everything. But the decision has to be made here, and for which you will have to be able to tell your product benefits or service benefits or feature benefits as story to your people. And today we're going to learn and master the art of story, because you see, Harry Potter was a hit. What happened? Marvel stories. All Marvel movies are multi-million-dollar movies because kids are biting into it. They want, or else what is Harry Potter? Yeah. So it is story well told. It's all about how you tell a story. Okay, that will transition. So each one of you will need to master the art of storytelling, and we will do that as we go along. I'm going to share with you, okay, in business why it's very, very important, because everybody remembers information through stories. It becomes memorable. It becomes memorable, number one. Two, it becomes relatable. Okay, you can relate to it. And three, it becomes easily transferable. So people can share a story. They can propagate a story very, very easily. Okay. And four, with emotion, it can give you the inspiration for the other person to do action. Action of taking a decision to paying for their own empowerment. Okay. So stories are very, very powerful. And I'm going to share with you the key components of a story. So please note down, and we will, each one of us will convert it into our own stories, okay, to be able to share with the world. No fake story, genuine stories, but share it with the world in the right format, in the way that will get maximum response. Okay. In the art of telling a story, some of the few components, not necessarily in a specific order, but as good as the right order. Number one, you should know your audience well. Okay. If you don't know who your audience is, you won't be able to give the right value to the story. Number two, you must be intellectually and emotionally relevant. They should be able to relate to it. Okay. It should be IQ based, at the same time emotional. Okay. Number three, it must engage their senses, the senses of feeling, right? If you remember, if you backtrack my story, remember, why did I say, the sun was shining, the grass had dew in it, it was a packed stadium, there were audiences there, right? Parents. And so I transported you in a way into that scene through the senses of vision, feel, experience, smell the air, kind of thing, right? Set the scene and the context. Okay, set it up that, okay, you will now be expecting the next situation in the story. All hit movies are following this. Okay, immersive experience. Take your audience there. Okay, be creative with chronology. You can go back and forth, but make it very creative with your chronology. Means sequence. Remember, I told you last year they had lost the match, so this year, this was a great chance. The coach was feeling that if they don't win it this year, next year, one more year, he has to wait for so long. So the story, we are transporting you back and forth. Okay, so that You have the feel of the importance of that moment or the situation or the context. Know your punchline. What was the punchline in my story finally? You know, punchlines are remembered even within a story. Dar ke aage jeet hai is a punchline, right? So you will not believe that environment is a punchline. You will not believe what happened then is a punchline. And what is the punchline in my story? The mother telling the kid, go play for your dad. I played for my father is the punchline, right? So have a punchline, okay? Engage with a question, involve audience into the scene. Ideally, ask them a question. आप वहां पर होते तो क्या करते? Just imagine what you would feel if you were the coach or if you were the parent, whatever, right? So involve the person into the group. Use tension. Okay, there must be a little bit of palpability. Frame by when the climax comes, slow down frame by frame. So I took from practice sessions, 2 weeks pending to April 3rd, the match. It was all going away, right? In good speed. But when it came to that question that coach suddenly asked, where were you these 2 weeks and what happened now? How did this magic happen? And then you see what I said, what I did? I took you frame by frame. All kids stopped eating, stopped from whatever they're doing. Everybody turned and looked at Ramu. Ramu's eyes went down. Ramu's eyes went back up. And so I took you frame by frame. At the moment of climax, at the moment of importance, slow down and go frame by frame to transport the audience to give the impact of the important message there or the moment. And end with a grand finale. Victory. Victory for the team. Victory for the coach. Victory for Ramu. Victory for humanity. Right? Grand finale. Add magic and miracle. What Ramu did was not practical literally. Okay? But each one of us has the ability to create magic. We would have created magic somewhere or the other in our world, in our time, in our life. अपने 25, 30, 40, 50 साल में we have created magic sometime or somewhere. We have done something that we are proud of to date as an achievement. You can use that and share it as a magic, as a miracle, right? And give it a value, right? And must be a hero's journey, positive ending, right? And there should be a moral takeaway. Moral takeaway here is, he cared for his father so much. And he realized that his father cared for him so much that he could raise himself. The power from within becomes far higher then. Okay. Preferably use pictures and videos. I've not used pictures. In fact, I was short on time as usual. I put some cartoons and drew some pictures for this, but I couldn't finish the whole story with pictures, so I stayed away from it. But ideally, pictures speak 1,000 words, they say, and videos millions. And today is the world of video. We're all here because we realize the power of video and communication, right? So use pictures and videos as far as possible. And above all, when you tell the story, you personally get into it. Enjoy the process, right? That's when the value would come out. Okay. So how many people think this was a useful value add that you can utilize, that these 15 steps that you can utilize to create traction in the marketplace? Because all of you are going to start in the next part of the journey, which will be sharing a story to your audience. Yeah. So please take everything of this and take it. So everything, like even if you got something that you did in your real life, it's easy to say Ramu was a football player, but he failed. And then, after his father expired, he realized that he had to do something for him. It's how we say it that matters.